So I'm out here in my son's SX4. You can tell it's his by the Coca-Cola on the steering wheel. I notice when I drive it, this thing it hesitates a wee bit when you're taking off in first gear, you know? It feels like it's loaded up. Something not quite right. So I came out and read the DTCs. The check engine light comes and goes on this thing. The catalytic converter shuts below threshold efficiency, the usual. But I wasn't expecting to see this one. Oh no, I don't want any race codes. Bear with me here. Too lean. I just went into the data list here and show you a couple of parameters here. Fuel trim makes sense since it has a too lean. Amount of intake air. It's a weird thing you call it, but whatever. Intake air temp. Yeah. Well, look at this. This seems weird to me. The ambient temperature, 19 degrees Celsius. We're in the evening. It's cooling down. It's comfortable. Those fuel trims are both pretty high, yeah? Both long and short term. Those are higher than I'd like to see them, that's for sure. That looks a wee bit on the low side. Reasonable-ish. 61 degrees intake air temp? Oh, that's not right. That is 3 times the ambient temperature. That doesn't sound right to me at all. I'm going to clean the mass airflow sensor. The intake air temp is sensed inside the mass airflow sensor, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, somebody correct me, but I believe that's the case. And we'll see if we have any change in this figure. So just before I leave this page here, so if we have too lean and the car seems to think that the intake air temp is this high, it kind of does make sense that we would lean the fuel as the temperature goes up, yeah? Alright, so I don't see too much wrong with this. I believe that is the temp sensing bulb, so mister. And sensing elements for the mass airflow sensor itself. I don't see anything wrong with that apart from the O-ring is completely perished, as you can see. So putting your O-ring on it. Possible the engineer is coming by here and elevating the temperature. Seems like a stretch, but I guess it's possible. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Clean it, put it back together, see what happens. It's simple to remove it. Just remove the 2 clips for the air filter, flip it back so you can tilt it and get access. And there's 2 screws that secure the sensor itself. Now this makes a wee bit more sense. So I'm still sitting here idle, as you can see. Look at the short-term fuel trim number there and the intake air temp. I just went around the block to warm things up under hood just to make sure that wasn't skewing things. I should clarify what I meant by the O-ring being damaged there and contaminating the measurement. What I meant by that is under hood air leaking in because the O-ring is not there to seal things tight and elevating the temperature. That's what I meant by that. So that could have a twofold effect. Elevating the temperature on the intake charge, and the injector pulse width there doesn't seem much different. I think it's just about the same number, but the fuel trim there is definitely different. So I suspect that number, of course, will slow down in the long term, and that looks way more reasonable. So just dumb luck, I guess, this time around. Yeah, so again, the ambient temperature is only 18 degrees there, guys, and that was like 3 times that, so that doesn't seem right at all. It's obviously you're twice that number now, but it's considerably lower than what it was. New O-ring, cleaned the sensor, things seem to be a bit more reasonable now. So anyway, that's it. I'll leave it at that. I hope that made some sense.